Hello, friends. Welcome back to Saturday Evenings Posted Mostly presents General Chaos 15. With me, your host, Trevor Stewart 1308, and we are here with the associate producer, Kat. How you doing, Kat?
Sure, another one.
All right, all right. Today we are going to be comparing apples to apples because it's going to be that kind of show.
Yep.
It's gotten awful heavy round here lately, so let's just have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
And to that end, let's start with today's sponsors and shout outs. Today's pre roll, of course, brought to you by The Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville, 105 West Main Street, Suite 200, above the bricks between 10,000 villages and Hamiltons, where the only thing better than their bud is their customer service. And they have the lowest prices in town, according to my own personal and probably highly biased research. But I will say that they are some really good friends. Charlottesville. Yeah. That's what downtown Charlottesville is like, I will light this in a moment. Today's other sponsor. Oh, we also want to say a quick hello to Lockpick, who is lurking in the shadows. Hi, we love you.
Mm-hmm.
You can lurk in my shadows anytime. And we'd also like to shout out Firehouse Organics, Craft Cannabis Farm of First Coast. I think they're out of Richmond. Good friends. They are not sponsoring the show this week, but we do have a product to try. This time I have bought this product with my own money. They did not give it to me. Partially because I kind of made sure I bought it before I talked about what I was going to talk about on the show. Because as much as I like them, as much as I love them, I don't want them to feel like they have to give me stuff for me to shout them out and advertise for them.
Mm-hmm.
They are. Yeah. I want to do some advertising for them for free as well because they're such good people. Really. So, what we're going to try today is called Full Spectrum Oil. And it's from the Friendly Company. So we're trying Friendly Full Spectrum Oil. A hybrid, Sativa Indica hybrid. And it's called Toasted Marshmallows. Live resin. It's got 10.7% terpenes and 88.3% cannabinoids. And what's neat about this stuff, this activated live resin full spectrum oil. Oh, I'm trying to open the wrong part of the bag. No wonder I can't get in. You'd think they'd make it easier to get in because we're stoners. So the neat thing about this stuff is it is, hello. It's both edible and smokable.
Okay.
Yeah. Use cases. Apply to cereal, cupcakes, ramen, nachos, Starburst, popcorn, chicken nugs, pizza, froyo, or anything you're looking to stonify when you're getting your Martha Stewart on in the kitchen.
That's a very interesting sentence.
I
I am not mad at it.
I didn't read that sentence to myself before I read it out loud. You can also put it in your pre-rolls or blunts. I think you can smoke it directly. I think this is the stuff that you can put into those cartridges, refill those cartridges with.
Okay.
They say they have this little dosing guide here on the back. I don't know if you guys can see that, if I can get it to. But we're gonna try it sublingually under the tongue, and we're gonna see how much we end up with, and we're gonna see what happens. It definitely tastes oh wow, that's a flavor. Yeah. Okay, so like it it has a pretty intense flavor that does not taste like toasted marshmallows at all, by the way. It's not a bad taste, I guess. I mean, yeah, it kind of is. It's kind of gnarly. On the front, it said it describes the taste as caramel, gas, and cream. And yeah, I get that. I taste that. I taste caramel, gas, and cream. And it is overwhelmingly gas flavored.
Is it the kind of thing that maybe
Oh,
if,
God.
if you weren't trying it straight, it would be a little bit less noticeable on something like popcorn or whatever?
I should hope so. You, if you're gonna eat it or put it in something to drink, you want to do something that has a pretty strong flavor. Oh, that is an intense flavor.
All right, so mix it with, say, some of your berry kombucha, and not necessarily your green jasmine tea, which has a very
Yeah.
faint flavor.
Yeah, I would go with the kombucha instead of the tea. If you're gonna mix it with tea, I'd say mix it with a dark tea. Oh, that is yeah. That's a flavor that's gonna stick with me.
Speaking of flavors that stick with you, I have a strange Mountain Dew to bring you. I tried one out on the Peanut Gallery and enjoyed his reaction.
Okay, what is it?
It kind of looks like a melted slushy. I can't remember what the name is.
Okay. Oh. It tastes tastes like the inside of a toy package, like a kind of package you get a toy in.
Okay. Yeah, the heavy petroleum overtones.
And very plasticky, very, yeah. I can kind I can kind of taste the weed, kind of not. It's also a little spicy. And this is something that I'm aware of. I used to chew on the stems. I used to stick them in my jaw and chew on them like, tobacco. And I found that some stems had a very had a spicy flavor that reminded me of Shiraz,
Okay.
the Australian wine,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not exceptionally fond of. I was never a Shiraz or Syrah drinker myself. So yeah. I have the feeling that it will get me blasted, that this is going to okay, have coffee. Good. Good. Coffee good. And I'm back. Hi, lockpick. There we go.
That might have gone better in your coffee.
Oh, I think it would have gone better in my coffee. I think you have to add it to warm drinks because I don't think it dissolves quickly in cold drinks. So I just I ate I would say probably a pro dose of full spectrum oil lockpick. Live resin oil used for both eating and smoking. And we were talking about how it tastes like plastic. How it would go better in hot coffee. But I've also sort of coated the end of today's pre-roll in some because, well, there was extra coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, lockpick, high is about what I am. Or what I'm about to be.
Mm-hmm.
So lockpick, do you have a favorite type of apple? Same question for you, Kathy.
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah?
Uh,
What's your favorite?
Locally grown would be the Albemarle Pippin.
The Albemarle Pippin, okay. Lockpick
And
says
then
spies if it's in a pie. Ha ha. You're cute.
he
So
knows.
the Albemarle Pippin, yeah.
And then ones that you can get kind of commercially would be Envy.
Envy, okay. Lockpick says my teeth are a little messed up though, so I don't really eat them without cooking them. I can understand that. I can understand that. So why do you like the Albemarle Pippin and the Envy?
Uh, both of them have a lot more flavor than some of the more widely known varieties that just seem to have lost a lot of their flavor, and they're just kind of
Okay.
more mealy. There's some like the Red Delicious that are just they're really pretty. They're gorgeous to look at, but
They're mealy and kind of bland.
right.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
You know, I like a Macintosh myself. Granny Smith will always probably be my favorite, just because you know I don't particularly like the sweet apples so much because I find them to be kind of mealy
Mm-hmm.
and not and disappointing. Like they never taste like I expect them to. But Granny Smith always tastes like a Granny Smith. It's always tart. It's always sharp. It's always nice and crisp and got that whole apple experience to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was how we segue into today's show, which is about apples. I got a list of apple rankings sent to me by a friend. And I just this list is written by oh, does it say who it's written by? This person is a humorist as well as an apple lover. I think it says it, but I think I have to look at the link to see it.
Mm.
So here we go. Where is that link?
Hiding.
Brian Frange. Yeah. Calls himself an appleist. Brian Frange, and a comedian. So, here we have the top 3 favorites. But I think what we're going to do is jump all the way down to the bottom and see what it looks like from the bottom. Because that's where I think the funniest things are going to be. Although, let's click on the Sweet Tango apple and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Selectively bred to snap like a sweet piece of celery, this apple, available only in September and October, if we're lucky, in certain supermarkets, is the best apple ever to grace the world of gods and men. A gifted child of the spectacular Honey Crisp and elusive Zestar. This nearly immaculate treasure that inspires poetry was blessed with the greatest qualities of both its parents, but manages to avoid any of their unfortunate flaws. If this was the apple that tempted Eve in the Garden of Eden, I wouldn't blame her. For the taste of just one sweet tango is worth living through 1,000 painful childbirths. I don't think this guy's ever given birth, so I don't think he knows.
I mean, chances are pretty good on that statement, yeah.
Lockpick says apple poetry?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's click that link, see what happens. Sweet Tangoed. An ode to the sweet tango apple, yeah. By Auxilia, a fan of apples and applerankings.com. Of all SEPmp that e'er I've seen, the ruby red, the yellow green, there is but one for which I'm keen, the sweet tango apple. If it were a god, it would be Zeus, a child's author, Dr. Seuss. Indeed, you would be most obtuse to favor not sweet tango. The trashy fruit called red delicious is gross enough to dub pernicious. Or I wouldn't feed it to my fishes or to my starving baby. The Macintosh is fat and bland, the fruit from a pathetic strand. I feel sorry for the brand of eponymous computers. And finally, Miss Granny Smith is sour enough for cleaning with. One bite will make you talk like this. Time to retire, Granny. But I've made a short story long, for one apple does no wrong, inspires poetry and song. Long reign the good sweet tango. Shiny apple. This is from Lockpick.
Uh-huh.
Shiny apple, round and red. How I wish you'd give me. Scaring Newton, you made the law. I want to thank you by giving it raw. I will not struggle, I will not squirm. If you be my meal, I'll be your worm.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Apple poetry. Lockpick says, thank you. I'm here all night. No, thank you, Lockpick. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. I am not saying what just came to mind because it ain't gonna be right. It just ain't
An
gonna be.
Apple poetry session is much nicer than the oh come on, beat poetry session.
Oh. You know, would you call an ode to a turnip beat poetry?
No.
No, because turnips and beets. Okay, an ode to borscht. Is that beat poetry?
Yes, I could see that being a case made for that.
Yes. That joke is going in the notebook later.
Besides, it shouldn't be called an Apple poetry session. It would be an Apple poetry jam.
If I could reach you, I'd throw something at you. That was good, but I
There, I did it for you.
huh?
Said there, I did it for you.
Thank you. All
And I
right.
was able to keep anybody away at throwing hard enough.
So, moving along quickly.
Because I'm out of ammunition.
Here at the bottom of the list, in Apple Hell, we find Newton Pippin apples with a total score of 19, vomitous filth, and it's labeled Long Island sand-filled condom. Let's see what the description is when we click on it.
No lockpick.
That's a pretty bad place. Yeah, it is. Yes, Lockpick, it is. That is a bad place to be. This sand-filled condom from Long Island was choked down in the 1750s by the likes of Thomas Jefferson at Monticello, George Washington at Mount Vernon, and Benjamin Franklin as he declared it his favorite apple. Perhaps the Newton Pippin was once a great apple whose quality has degraded over the centuries, like the crumbling democracy that the founding fathers established. Or perhaps after decades of eating pigeon pie and squirrel meat, these wooden-toothed slave owners' taste buds are not to be trusted. Either way, in today's world, aside from being excellent for apple cider production, the Newton Pippin is a tasteless hunk of malformed donkey crap that should have been abolished during the reign of King George III. That's very descriptive, bro.
I mean, yeah.
And it ranked lower than the road apple?
What?
No, this is the road apple.
It said it ranked lower than the road apple.
Okay, fine.
I still didn't hear him. It seems
He
like.
said that it ranked lower than the road apple.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So a few points above that. Oh, look. Okay. Coming in fourth from last place with a score of 25 is the Red Delicious apple. And he calls it coffee grinds in a leather glove.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
But this Arkansas black apple, a teeth shattering oddity with 23 despicable points. I'm curious.
I got to have one of those when I visited an aunt several years ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but I wouldn't have called it tooth shattering.
This teeth shattering oddity, boasting a deep red hue that'll make a dark cherry look like a fluorescent glow stick, will destroy your helpless mouth with every unfortunate bite. A 10 out of 10 on the Mohs hardness scale, this apple would perform admirably as a drill tip in a diamond mine. While true, the hardness marginally decreases if left in your refrigerator for a full year. Those patient enough to plan lunch into the next decade will be sorely disappointed with a thick-skinned carbuncle that tastes and feels like an uncooked russet potato. Truly despicable. Wow.
Yeah,
All right, homie, tell us how you really feel.
yeah.
Lockpick says, I hope I never have that level of hate for anything in my life. Damn.
I mean,
Yeah.
the person that put this list together definitely has some.
Opinions.
Yes.
If you've bad enough to have that level of hate for anything in your life, it's even worse to have that level of hate for anything in your mouth.
I still didn't hear him. The echo, you guys' echo is making it hard to hear him.
I was also facing away from the microphone.
Ah, yes, physics. Physics does change things a bit there.
Although having that level of hate for anything in your life is bad, it's worse to have that level of hate for anything in your mouth.
Did I come through better?
That is a very interesting. That's a very interesting point, though. Like, yeah, like you know, outside of your mouth, like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. But, like, if it has to be in your mouth, yeah, like, I can see having a pretty, that, amping up certain levels of feeling.
Mm.
Lockpick says, I've heard kinder descriptions of Stalin.
Yeah.
All right.
If you guys are going to be dunking on apples this hard, I need to be a part of this.
Welcome in.
Hello. I probably could have asked first, but nah.
Yeah. Okay, so this one interests me. Crimson gold apples, a crab apple in disguise. 31 points, and they call it horse food.
Okay.
These little shites are glorified crab apples masquerading as edible fruit and should not be tolerated outside of cider production and pretentious baking applications. Each minuscule bite of these filthy monkey cheeks explode with an intense and yet somehow dry flavor combination that will make you want to spontaneously vomit. Do not be fooled by this repackaged trash. Crimson Gold is just a misleading name slapped on a swollen testicle. Wow.
The hell?
Wow, bro.
I think I need a shower after that one.
Yeah, like.
Alright, I want to know something. While we're reading these, the horse apple and the road one that he really hated, that was like ranked third for cider production.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. This one's called The Narc of Apples.
Oh, yeah.
I do agree with them about Golden Delicious. The West Virginia has been. I'm not a fan of them, but this one, okay. He's gonna have to explain what he means by the narc of apples. Okay.
Clearly, it means they're going to choke innocent people, is what that means.
Apparently.
Yeah. This bizarrely packaged mini apple is what an alien would put in your cell at a human zoo if it were trying to feed you authentic Earth food. I'm not sure an apple can qualify as a narc, but it certainly feels like this perfectly manicured corporate shill is trying way too hard to prove it is, in fact, an apple. Sold in either a box that could just as easily contain a DVD player or a hermetically sealed bag adorned with stock photos of athletic white folks. The Me Apple, which I can only guess is pronounced My Apple and not the pirate-esque Me Apple. Arr. Attempts to attract customers with pithy, bleached, robot speak slogans that include the word me instead of my. Do the phrases me body fuel and me energy boost do anything for you? Of course not. That being said, like a soul-crushing job that pays just enough to stomach this colossal misfire of a marketing ploy that could be overlooked if the apple tasted decent. But alas, what we have here is a mealy, juiceless, thick-skinned replica of an apple that will have no place in me house. Wow. This guy really, I mean, like...
What did these apples do to the guy? I want to know what these apples did to the man.
Right? Okay. I've got to click the...
I think it's coming through your Discord. Somewhere you're picking up desktop audio and it's like feeding back through
stream window and mute.
Because on the stream, we don't hear that echo. It's only coming through Discord.
Oops.
On the actual stream window, up on the left there, the actual, like, where it's sharing your screen.
Boom. There. Nope.
Oh, not that one. Like, the actual picture. See the little 3 dots on the actual picture of the screen you're sharing?
Yep.
On our chat window, there should be a mute. You should be able to mute it. Or get rid of the audio. Oh, man. Where is it? Maybe right-click on the whole window? No. On the middle of the window. Don't target anything. Right smack dab in the center.
This one?
Good God, man. See the big thing that's in your face right now, the big screen? I think that's where your audio is coming back from. If your computer is echoing only on Discord, it's not happening on your stream. I don't get it.
Yeah, no, I do think you're right. I think it is coming through here.
Hey, wait a minute. If you go back down to the bottom where you got the microphone, you know, the bottom thing, you should have like a little arrow. What's it selecting as your input? On the actual, like, window pane with all of us on it. Not that one. Yes, there's a delay when I'm watching your stream. Actually, I could probably just fucking watch it on your... Nope. Can't watch it on Discord.
On this...
See where our little windows are? That big black part on the right side that takes up the majority of the screen there?
Yep.
See the things that pop up when you're hovering over it?
Yes.
One of them looks like a microphone, and there's like a little arrow. What's the input
Gotcha.
device for it?
Input device. Output device is the headset.
Huh.
No, I'm still getting it. That took care of it.
Did it?
Yep.
Woohoo!
I set it to the TV. Okay. You know what?
Congratulations, TV. You are now our hero.
It seems to be working, so whatever. I'm not going to think too hard about it. Yeah. I don't think I hear it coming from out of the TV.
You can still hear us, though, right?
Yes, because you're coming through OBS, which is coming through my headphones.
Well, perfect. There you go. Fix your shit.
All right. Got it for now.
It does sound very much like this man was hurt by a number of these apples repeatedly.
It does. It does. It sounds like it really, like, he sounds like he gets his feelings hurt pretty easily.
Either that or he watched his parents die by choking on an apple when he was like 3 years old and still hasn't gotten over it.
You know, that's...
Should I go with the walking rule theory? Maybe it was a glorified apple tree that did it?
Cat got stuck in the apple tree and Poppy died while he was trying to rescue it. Damn you, apples! Damn you!
Yeah.
Apples killed my father.
Ooh.
What did he say?
He's an overzealous PC user.
Hate Apple products.
That must be what it is. Must be what it is. The Stamen wine sap, a Civil War era mistake.
They're not bad.
I've always liked wine saps myself, but let's see what he says here. Wrap a damp tea ball in an old t-shirt and you will begin to experience the masochistic horror that is the Stamen wine sap. Each jaw-breaking bite is taken on the chin like a punch from Apollo Creed, and then followed by an interesting wine-like flavor that's most likely comprised of 40% tooth blood. The semi-tart wallop bellowing forth from this tank fruit is absorbed by a hardened cloth-like skin that drapes down your neck like a swallowed roll of used medical gauze. Oh. Discovered in Leavenworth County, Kansas in 1866 by Dr. Joseph Stamen as a seedling of a wine sap apple. For some reason, the apple world, helmed by the Stark brothers, quickly deemed this new cultivar as worthy of national attention. It must be assumed that anything outside of the murder fields of Gettysburg was welcome in this troublesome post-Civil War era.
Yeah, there's a backstory to this guy. There has to be.
He calls himself an appleist. What
It's
kind?
not like being a racist who hates apples instead. Like what? What do you mean by appleist?
I think it is.
You part of the Fruit Klux Klan? Like, what's the deal here?
FKK. Oh, that hit me off guard. I was not expecting the Fruit Klux Klan.
Nobody ever expects the Fruit Klux Klan.
It's because they trail in the shadow of the Inquisition of apple pies.
Inquisition a la mode?
Yes.
Hate with ice cream.
Yep. That is literally what we're reading right now. It's hate and fruit juice. We might as well have hate with ice cream too.
Crikey. Okay.
See, the problem is they misspelled ice cream, and they took it seriously.
As in I scream.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, Lockpick, this one's for you. The Macintosh apple. A seal-skinned Canadian letdown.
Please.
That's already accurate.
The national apple of Canada, this dense, curling stone, has the refreshing tart kick of an icy northern winter. Unfortunately, it comes dressed for the cold, with a caribou skin Inuit parka snuggly protecting the interior of its grainy snow-white flesh. Beware, this tumor-swollen reindeer nose has perhaps the thickest, most intractable skin of any apple this side of the prime meridian. In fact, in an emergency, the Macintosh could be hollowed out and used as a makeshift shelter appropriate for the harshest Arctic storms. The Macintosh gets a massive branding boost by being the eponymous apple of Macintosh computers. For fans of Apple, this is an egregious misnomer, denigrating a quality product. For Apple haters, the Macintosh Apple is a suitable analog for a subpar computer that fails to impress.
Oh, crap.
Wow. Wow. This guy. Okay, let's see how apples are ranked.
Yeah, please.
Apparently somebody downs like a bottle of whiskey and then starts writing about apples. That's what I'm hearing.
You know, this person has a lot of hate in their heart. On the
I want
other
to know,
hand, what they said about that top apple was very loving. I mean, it
Yeah.
was like a little.
I want to know. I want to know if he's writing his ex's name on these apples before he writes about them. Like, does he just have like an apple sitting in front of him called like Patty or something? Like, what's the deal?
I mean, that could be one way to do your creative writing projects, I suppose.
He pictures his parents when he's writing about these apples. Oh,
Lord.
sorry, was that a self-tell there? Okay. The Frange 100-point apple rating scale. Frange, what a...
I mean, he's ranking. He might as well have his own scale.
Right? For decades, the apple had been on a relentless descent into the fiery pits of hell, desperately lurching towards its biblical namesake as Satan's fruit. With the rapid degeneration of the once mighty Red Delicious and the intentional impotence of apple farmers across the world, we were faced with the unthinkable, the rise of the pear.
Okay.
Pair of what?
Apple?
Eyebrows at this moment.
Thankfully,
Thankfully, the streamer's about to die. Jesus, man, get a hold of yourself.
that was mild. That one was mild. Man. Thankfully, in the early 2000s, due to the emergence of a class of idle yuppies willing to shell out disproportionate amounts of disposable income at organic grocery stores, I always choke on idle yuppies shelling out disproportionate amounts of disposable income at organic grocery
Yes.
stores. That's why I don't go into Trader Joe's. I look around and go, I see white people.
You guys got some of the whitest pricing I've seen in America. This is great.
It became economically viable to invest in the development of what I term designer apples. As a result, a dizzying array of new apples hit the shelves and continued to do so year after year.
Wait, a designer apple, isn't that just called an avocado?
I mean, you would think so.
No, those are light pears. No, those are light
Oh.
bulbs. Gator pears. Those are gator pears. Avocados are gator pears. Light bulbs are light pears in German.
Okay.
If you translate the German word for light bulb, it is light pear.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like it.
You know? The German language has a certain utility factor and honesty to it that I really appreciate.
Yeah, but it also has a very severe limit where they just don't want to invent new words sometimes, so they'll string together 19 different words without any spaces to call it a new word.
And you end up with words that are so long that they don't fit in your mouth all the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to stop and breathe halfway through it.
Right? Gotta stick your tongue out and open your throat.
But you have to appreciate a language that comes up with a word like Schadenfreude.
Yes.
Good point.
Because that is a very specific thing. And it is very true, too. Can't help but laugh at other people's pain.
Mm?
All right. So here we go. Let's skip this this next. Oh, no. Let's go ahead and read this next bit. This looks
Yeah,
fun.
please.
With so many new breeds, the antiquated system of delegating an apple as good or bad is an unworkable injustice of oversimplification. Society demands an updated rubric for apple evaluation that meets the moment. I have created that rubric.
Uh-huh.
Of course.
I have no children.
Mhm.
No kidding, buddy. No kidding.
Hey, I've got no children, and I have yet to develop this level of hate for apples. But some tells me I'm
No.
going to be rethinking my life when I go to the grocery store next.
Yeah, you're gonna look at those apples there, and you're just gonna be like, why? Why? Why do I now have feelings about apples?
I'm going to be escorted out after standing there for like 2 hours yelling, "You son of a bitch!" at like just some random bucket sitting in the produce aisle.
Yeah. And we'll be talking about it next week on this show. Random
Ontario
man in
man, this is
Canada
Florida.
thrown out of grocery store after yelling at apples.
The officer, it was apple therapy. I needed to get my feelings out.
Nobody knows what he meant when he said Trevor was right about you.
Oh.
If this much towards apples, the next time I have an apple pie, it's going to be called pork rind pie.
That's a good point. He made it mix in fruit pies or tarts. That's what they have to be called. Are you okay?
I'm not sure. I'm not
I think
sure.
I'll take a sign.
I'm pretty sure that what has messed me up has been Frange and not the FSO.
Yeah.
This it's been the it's the Frange spectrum oil, not the full spectrum oil.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought that maybe you came out of the box fucked up and that's the problem?
Anything I say to that is going to be way too filled with double entendre for me to get away with it.
Probably.
So all
You
I
can
will
take that
say
in many
is,
different ways.
oh gosh, can I?
You've even got all your own personalized cheat codes you can throw in on that one.
So much.
Be awkward. Come on, let's be awkward.
No, I am just walking away from that. What I will say, though, is that, yes, I'm pretty sure that the two options are that either I'm absolutely normal and everything else is really messed up, or, I started out as bizarre and have been chasing that ever since.
You got to embrace your strengths in life. That's just a fact.
So are you changing your name to My Strengths in Life?
Sure.
Oh,
I've been called
It might startle the people on his channel, but they'll get used to it.
All right, back to the Frange scale. Because, as he points out, this rating scale is his only hope to keep his namesake alive.
the bar low.
Oh boy, is it. It is something I hope to be... It is something I hope to be utilized for generations to come and is my only chance at achieving immortality. Therefore, I am naming this system the Frange 100-point Apple rating scale, aka the F100.
Oh, wasn't that also a failed pickup truck?
Yes.
Okay.
No, F-150.
Two-thirds of a pickup truck.
Right. Each apple is evaluated on a 100-point scale broken down into 9 categories. Each category is worth a maximum of 10 points, aside from taste, which is weighted double for a maximum of 20 points. As always, the points reflect each candidate as a munching apple, as opposed to juicing or throwing.
A self-defense apple.
What?
A self-defense apple.
A self-defense.
No, there was an F100. It was in 1953, and it didn't get good reviews.
Okay.
This is the kind of apple you put into a sock when the redcoats are invading.
Yeah.
This is the kind of apple you throw at your doctor to keep him away.
Yes.
So, at the bottom, we have Apple Hell, which is 0 to 9 points. Criminal Malfeasance, 10 to 19 points. Vomitous Filth. The next level up is Pure Shite Apple Tier, 20 to 29 points. Despicable, 30 to 49 points. Horse Food, 50 to 54 points. Not worth eating. Then we have the Average Apple Tier, 55 to 64 points. Barely worth the calories. 65 to 69 points. Mediocre. 70 to 74 points. Pretty good. 75 to 79 points. Oh, yeah. Then we get to top Apple Tier. 75 to 79 points, very good. 80 to 89, excellent. 90 to 94, superior to most. 95 to 99, just short of sheer perfection. And 100 points, the fabled Immaculate Apple.
Uh-huh.
I think we want to see what's in this about section. Let's see if this gives us... What?
Yeah.
Okay. Brian Frange is a comedian and writer who has been yelling about apples for years. He started yelling about apples professionally in 2016 while working on Comedy Central's Not Safe with Nikki Glazer, while serving as co-host to the Not Safe podcast. Shortly after that, he started the Tumblr Apple review blog, The Applist, and it became popular, I guess. Since then, he's yelled about apples on stages across America and radio shows across the world. What started as a bit revolving around his love of apples has now become a full-time job where Brian makes 700... Is that million? Per week, providing apple advice for wealthy fruit enthusiasts. I call bullcrap.
Yeah.
I believe the part about Nikki Glazer, but I call bullcrap on the.
I think he's too funny to be involved with Glazer, though. I'm not. I'd have to verify that one.
You know,
if this guy's funny, he's just vulgar.
Yeah. Brian is not in the pocket of Big Apple, and all reviews are inarguably accurate and not corrupted by corporate influence. He also makes cartoons. Please visit his website, brianfranch.com, and follow him on Instagram.
I like this guy.
Oh, yeah. He's written for Milk Street Radio. That's cool. I think I've heard him speak on Milk Street. I would believe that. Because I listened to Milk Street Radio, or at least was listening to it, a pretty decent amount. Wall Street Journal, Thrillist, foodchic.com, sweettango.com. Huh. Okay, so apparently what it is that apples have made him his money. It's I think I still think you've got to be right. Like there's some backstory about apples that we're not know and that we haven't heard.
Yeah, there's some trauma here. There's
Yeah.
definitely some trauma here.
All right, so Pinova Pinata apple review, and he calls it a paper mache fruit husk, or papier mache. The Pinova apple, also branded as pinata, probably should be beaten to a pulp with a baseball bat until the sweet innards drip onto the grasses of your backyard as a feast for the ants. While it does have an intense, sweet, and juicy taste that some breeders claim to invoke pineapple, this tropical depression is nothing more than a thick-skinned paper mache fruit husk filled with off-brand hard candies. Skip the party, stay home, and eat a gala. 2022 update. The fresher apples are not mealy. Major upgrade on flesh, but with freshness comes worse density. Okay. So apparently it downgraded in 2022.
You ain't half the apple you used to be.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't half the apple you used to be.
That must have been done after the breakup.
Yeah.
Must have. Okay. Autumn glory apples. He also calls them the glory hole of apples.
Oh.
Now,
Oh,
that sounds.
are we about to find?
I like personally, as I fondle my hanging chads here, thinking about glory holes. I mean, I kind of like them. It's like close your eyes, open your mouth. Here comes a big surprise.
As long as it doesn't have discrete like stems and leaves growing off of it, there's not. That's fair.
Yeah, true. Well, science has finally created an apple that tastes like the spit in your mouth right before you vomit.
Okay.
This fever dream of a deranged Washingtonian scientist is shielded by a clever name and shifty marketing team who carelessly toss around manufactured flavor notes such as caramel, warm cider, and subtle cinnamon. But make no mistake, this pea-stained lump fruit tastes less like cider and cinnamon and more like a urine-soaked gas station bathroom floor that somebody accidentally spilled cinnamon on, which makes this apple less autumn glory and more autumn glory whole. That being said, this nasty piss floor of an apple does have the benefit of tasting unique. And while it certainly won't be for everyone, there is an adventurous few who may actually enjoy a walk on the wild side. I'm
I don't know.
really
I don't like
curious.
anybody talking about truck stop bathrooms like that. That's pretty rude.
Yeah, it really is. Like, I feel like he doesn't actually know what a truck stop bathroom glory hole is like. Like, this is, I think I was gonna say, like, how would he know? But then, after thinking about it, he doesn't. It's just he's just imagining what a truck stop bathroom glory hole is like. That doesn't jive with my experience at all. I was going to try and maintain eye contact with the camera, but then I realized I couldn't necessarily light the joint without setting myself on fire without looking where I was going. Cortland apples, a damp hacky sack. These are interesting names, though, or not interesting names, but interesting comments on these now that we're up into the, barely worth it category. Middle of the pack, the rich man's jalopy, Lady Alice apples, a perfectly nice lady. Fuji apples, the Japanese pop star. I'd read that, but I feel like it's gonna have some razy lacism that I don't feel comfortable talking about.
Yeah.
Let's see what he has to say about Granny Smith apples, the original sour apple.
Okay.
Okay. There was a time not so very long ago when apples came in two varieties, red and green. Generally, red apples corresponded with the now contemptible Red Delicious, and green apples referred to the famed Granny Smith. For decades, children in school cafeterias across the world sang the praises of the mouth-puckering alternative to the teacher's pet, Red Delicious. This was an apple for the cool kids. It inspired its own candy flavor and showed how truly original its eaters were. How sad that that so many unfortunate souls still cling to the stray bits of personality they gleaned from proudly declaring themselves a Granny Smith fan when they were but mere tots. It is the dawn of a new age in Applelandia, and the Granny Smith, an actual British expat who lived in Australia, is long dead. It is time to bury her apple along with her. Admittedly, this is a superb baking apple, perhaps the best. But as for munching, the Granny Smith's density packed densely packed flesh, and insurmountable skin creates a most unpleasant eating experience.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm thinking the apple problem and his grandmother issues are intertwined here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep. Like, yo, no, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I am not making those jokes.
Nope.
None of those jokes are. I'm staying away from that. I've made those jokes
Well,
before in
we
my
can at
life.
least just say we're talking about apples and we're talking about Granny. That one kind of writes itself. The rest of you guys can just fill in the blanks on your own.
Uh-huh.
That's low-hanging fruit. You don't need to go there.
Well played. Well played. Here are the straight facts. The Granny Smith's tough flesh and skin will quite literally make your gums bleed. It was born from the trash of Granny Smith's French crab apples, and science has determined that this is the most undigestible apple in the world, which, to be fair, is actually good for gut flora. To all Granny Smith acolytes, it is time to grow up. There are now superior sour apples on the market. All right. Well, there we go, buddy. You know, I do feel like it. Well, I was going to say, I feel like it makes sense why eating a Granny Smith would make my blood sugar plummet, because it's so undigestible. But it's any apple, though. It's not just Granny Smith's. Any apple makes my blood sugar plummet.
Granny will do that to you.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about what Granny did to me. Okay.
Can we?
Here we go. Rocket apples and top secret apples. Top secret apples, a dead-end conspiracy theory. And rocket apples, bite-sized space junk. I like the bite-sized space junk. I gotta see what this is about, though. Top secret apple. Not much is known about this mystery apple. Pardon me. Not much is known about this mystery apple still being concocted in upstate New York by likely Illuminati-backed powers that be at the Honeycrisp orchards. Pivotal information such as lineage, robustness, and breeding are being held under strict lock and key, leaving the unworthy masses of sheeple in the dark about this fruity enigma. Unfortunately, this is one secret that may be best kept under wraps. Extremely juicy? Yes. But with lizard skin worthy of a reptilian shapeshift. Ew. Nah, bro. Nah.
Oh.
I can't go on with that, because, like,
No.
that's... Nah, bro.
There's a lot of research being done. There's a couple videos that actually show one of the orchards, and like when the employees are coming in the morning, you see them all marching with their sunglasses and their black suits, and pretty much they're not making anybody who's watching sign a non-disclosure agreement and stuff. And I don't know. I think there might be big things out of them soon.
That's cool, but like this guy did not have to take it to lizard people
And
place
4chan.
and 4chan. Like, any
But he
lizard.
did, and you did it for free without being asked. We should appreciate this.
Oh no, because it's still. It's lizard people is a very anti-Semitic thing. So when he took it there, it felt
Oh,
very
not anymore. Not anymore.
not any,
Lizard people isn't an anti-Semitic thing. That's just a crazy conspiracy on YouTube person who doesn't understand that there's such a thing as digital corruption in video.
no. It does it. For us Jews, it still goes back to we still hear it as the anti-Semitic.
I don't know. You've seen my last name. I ain't taking it personally.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not taking it personally per se, but it's. I
In
want to
order
be
to take it
careful.
personally, I would have to give merit to people like flat earthers.
No, that's
That
true.
their arguments are actually legitimate enough to even have an emotional effect other than pure untethered laughter.
That is true. I give you that point. I give you that point. I just don't feel like personally, I don't feel like saying those things on stream.
Oh, you'll say them while driving, though, huh? You got no problem doing that.
No. When I'm driving, it's the crab people. Because around here, sinkholes keep opening up.
Yeah.
And it's the crab people who do it. It's the underground crab people. This has actually been a thing for years around here. Like, sinkholes in Charlottesville. And the local radio station, 3WV, their morning show, the big greasy breakfast, used to talk about the crab people opening up the sinkholes.
You know, you guys are missing an opportunity. If every single time you see a pothole, you're not filing a missing persons report for the crab person.
Ooh.
One of them escaped. He was right here a few minutes ago. Where did he go? Where did he go? Help me
The
find
crab
him.
people, where are they?
He's probably lost and scared.
Or eating someone's car tires.
Yeah. Trying to drag it back home down the pothole.
Yeah. There'd also be an explanation for why so many incidents happen around those. It wasn't the fault of the driver or the drivers around him. It was very simply the crab ran out, stole the tire, and drug it in the hole.
Right.
Hey, stand your ground laws. If you get too close to his home, he's allowed to do whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Are we a stand your ground state?
I don't know. You're American, close enough.
No, not really.
Good. I kind of like that. I mean, I know you're allowed to, if you feel threatened in your home, you're allowed to use deadly force, but I don't think you're allowed to use deadly force just on your property.
It comes down to if you're basically cornered and there's no other way to get away.
Yeah. You've got a self-defense. Self-defense is a fine argument for things like assault. But when it comes to murder, you have to be able to prove that your life was in danger to claim self-defense around here.
You can't just prove that your wife cheated on you. You have to actually prove that you were okay. I got to learn these things if I ever want to come down there. It's not good enough to just prove that your wife cheated on you. You actually have to prove that she threatened you. Gotcha.
Yeah. You have to prove that you felt like your life was in danger. Now, for me, that when I'm not wearing all my sharp objects, it's pretty easy. I go, look at me, I'm just a little guy. My life was in danger. But when I'm wearing all my sharp objects, they don't tend to believe that. Cops are like, no. No, your
Yeah.
life was not in danger. In fact, the other guy had the right to fight back first just because you're so scary looking.
If you walk past me, I'd punch you too.
Right, exactly. Like, yeah. I have definitely gotten talked to by the cops for being so scary looking. They're like, that's it, you're a little too scary looking to walk around openly in this state.
Mm.
Like, wow. Right after Columbine. Yeah, like right after Columbine, they had their eyes on me hard. They watched me hard because, anything in a trench coat, anything that looked like it listened to Marilyn Manson, I found that offensive. Marilyn Manson? No, everything after Lunchbox sucks. I don't listen to Marilyn Manson. I'm a real goth. Psh.
My fandom started and ended with taken sodomy.
Yeah, exactly. I found
I
their
also don't mind Marilyn Manson either.
What?
I also don't mind Marilyn Manson either.
I should have seen that coming. Hold on, let me fix my glasses. I think they need cleaning. Ew, they're sticky.
Y'all are terrible.
That had to be from the cave, because if it was from the other end, then what were your glasses doing down there?
Do you really have to ask that question? I mean, can't your
Why don't you leave them
imagination
on?
come up with... Never mind. We're gonna move on to the Macoun apples, the one night stand.
Okay.
I feel like that was a pretty good segue to that right there.
Yep.
McCowan. Okay, McCowan apple. After Canadian horticulturalist W.T. McCowan, not Macoun, which is basically a racial slur wrapped in a happy me. God. He got me to say it. Is a fragile purplish himbo that will blow you away for one magical night of ecstasy before dissipating into a slush ball of regret the moment the sun comes up. That sounds like a description taken from someone's personal experience.
Yes. Yes.
Also, I feel like I've met that himbo. Why I went back and tried it a second time, I don't know. Just, I think really just to see, like, is it really true?
Mm.
Try everything twice. Once to see if I like it, twice to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Developed in the 1920s upstate New York. This gaslighting flirt deceptively charms the unsuspecting and lonesome with its ultra thin skin, complex berry like flavor, and solid crunch present when picked at peak freshness directly from a tree. But like a booty call that decides to stay for breakfast, any flicker of a notion at a long-term relationship is quickly dashed as this actually quite disgusting dirtbag turns into a mealy, tasteless flesh sack within days of being brought home. And after 2 weeks, you are dealing with nothing but a repulsive bag of
Uh-huh.
uh-huh. Wow. Wow, that was descriptive.
You know, I had some hope that perhaps as we got higher up in the rankings, the descriptions would become more like that initial first one, but
No.
so far,
No.
yeah.
No, this person has obviously been assaulted by apples at one point. Bottom shelf vintage?
That's potential.
Huh?
That has potential.
Which one? Empire
The
apples?
bottom shelf of vintage.
Oh, bottom shelf vintage? Yeah. All right, let's see what this says.
That was my nickname in high school.
Bottom shelf vintage.
Okay.
This purple-hued wine crisp apple boasts a complex flavor profile that would give a pretentious sommelier quite a lot to blab about. Sweet and juicy with notes of berry, spice, and, dare I say, citrus? Dare. The purveyors of this finely crafted 2008 vintage from the Illinois region bred their stock with taste in mind, a taste which improves with time as flavors enhance after 30 days of cold storage. Sadly, this exotic debutante is overwhelmed by subtle hints of knife skin stabbing your throat like the cheap corkscrew you left in your first apartment. Additionally, the robust flesh is so densely packed it feels almost indestructible. Serviceable for a night at home, the wine crisp is best left in the cellar when entertaining or on special occasions. Pairs well with dessert.
Okay.
It's getting a little bit more kind.
I mean, we've got one of the most hopeful things there is that it pairs well with dessert. That's a lot better than some of the other things. Oh,
Okay, we're gonna see the Lucy Rose apples, the shallow person's regret. And then I will read the Ruby Frost apples because
you have to.
it's called the thick-skinned New York
Toy boy.
toy boy.
Yeah, there you go, toy boy.
Boasting a beautiful deep red. This is called the shallow person's regret. I like that. Boasting a beautiful, deep red skin, the Lucy Rose is the hot sibling with no personality to the less attractive Lucy Glow. An odd tasting, tartless hottie filled with no substance. each bite of this mirthless stank fruit will leave you wishing you hadn't been so shallow and went for the much cooler Lucy Glow.
I mean, didn't he just say it was a tartless one and then basically called the apple a tart?
Well played. Well played. Thick-skinned New York
Boy toy.
tuck boy.
Okay, that too.
You want to talk about a handsome apple? This New York bred sex fruit will ride you like the A train from here to Poughkeepsie. Only problem is, like most hot New Yorkers, this puppy has a skin so thick, getting through to its toy boy. Getting through to this toy boy is like trying to cross the GW Bridge at rush hour. But hey, if you're able to choke down this seatbelt strap material that it calls skin, you'll be rewarded with a great snap and mildly sweet taste that's juicier than a pigeon's ass over here. Too bad that's impossible, huh?
I'm sorry. Juicier than a what now?
What?
You heard the man.
I know I heard the man.
You wouldn't be so shocked if you didn't hear him.
Oh, good lord.
Ain't got nothing to do with this.
Nope.
Candy Crisp apples are described as a pear-cucked red delicious. That sounds really... I mean, like... All right.
Okay, I'm gonna put this out there right now. If I woke up this morning and wrote down every single thing that I thought I could potentially hear today, even if it took me 3 days to make that list, pear-cucked red delicious would never have made the cut.
There's a lot of things that I don't think would have made good cut.
I honestly didn't think I'd be saying that out loud. Pear-cucked red delicious. I mean... Wow.
I'm almost afraid that I think I know what he means by that too, and that's I'm not sure how I feel about myself after that.
Right.
This is true.
No, you know... Let's find out what he means before we start questioning ourselves.
Uh-huh.
Once we discover that we're right, we can start questioning ourselves. The phenomenally named Candy Crisp Apple out of Marlboro, New York, lives up to its name with an outstanding crunch, uncommon juiciness, and, if ripe enough, diabetic sweetness. The only problem with this pink blushed yellow-green fun lump
Okay.
is that it tastes like a pear. Not even a great pear. An unripe, less juicy pear that's been foolishly stored in a refrigerator drawer, fated to eternally harden next to a forgotten onion.
Oh. That's
In
sweet.
fact, if you cut up a Candy Crisp apple and an unripe Bartlett pear, it would make for an incredibly difficult CAPTCHA test. Nothing against pears, but this half-blood, potentially pear-cucked Red Delicious is basically akin to false advertising.
Yep.
I felt offensive reading that.
Right now, I'm feeling bad for that onion.
You gotta watch the whole thing go down. Nobody wants that.
The onion's like, hey man, I'm just stuck here. Don't I got nothing to do with them. Nothing to do with this.
Exactly.
I was just here doing my own thing, and then this pear and this apple come up doing something strange. I don't know. I'm just sitting here doing my own thing.
I was
Yes.
just sitting here trying to make the potatoes smell different, but no, you guys can't let me do that in peace.
Yeah, exactly.
See, now that just goes down the whole other road of the potato onions.
I find this whole thing unappealing.
Oh, God.
You got him. You finally got him.
Effective. Gala apples, the inoffensive mainstay. I don't think we need to read that one.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
The
please.
Red Scare. Pink pearl apples called the Red Scare.
Okay.
I gotta know what he means by that.
Yeah.
This freakish goblin fruit was cobbled together in the 1940s by a deranged horticulturalist hell-bent on terrorizing supermarket shoppers as they drifted through their
Desultory.
desultory post-war malaise. Thank you. An exquisitely tart swamp beast of an apple, the true horror of this Karloffian era monstrosity lies within, as its translucent alien skin gives way to a red, bleeding flesh portending the hidden communist threat that would soon dominate the nightmares of a generation. Tantalizing for a brief hypnotic moment, the pink pearl can only maintain its integrity for a short time, about 2 weeks after being picked, before crumbling under its own corrupt ideals, leaving behind mealy, juiceless, failed state that must be driven back to the diabolical orchards from which it emerged.
It got bonus points for uniqueness.
Did. That is wow. It's a sour apple.
And carefully.
No, the person who wrote the list is a sour apple.
I agree. I kind of want to try one though. Like that
Yeah.
description of what happens, like how to. That sounds really interesting. I kind of like the idea of an apple bleeding when I bite into it.
There's a cidery down near the school
Yeah.
that they specialize in older apple varieties.
You think they might
I'll
have
check down
some?
there. I'll check down there and see if they've got any.
That'd be cool. The Brayburn apples, the civil rights apples.
Yes.
Back in the 1940s, in a time when single-colored apples ruled the day, Red Delicious versus Golden Delicious, the upstart New Zealand Brayburn shocked the world with a blasphemous skin boasting two colors at once, red and green. Despite the protestations of backwards apple purists desperately clinging to the bygone days of single color apples, the Brayburn's complex, stupendous flavor was undeniable. This multi-toned interior was here, interloper was here to stay. And stay it did, becoming one of the most popular apples worldwide for the next 7 decades.
Okay.
Not going to read the rest of that, although it is
No.
interesting.
Yeah. Cosmic Crisps weren't that bad. They're pretty good.
Knockoff brand Honeycrisp. Ludacrisp, the Dirty South Rapple. All right, we've got to read this one.
Yeah. I'm scared, but we gotta read it.
Intentional or not, this.
Goes in tight.
Thank you. Yeah. This hefty behemoth of an apple is named after the Dirty South rapper Ludacris, of Move Bitch Get Out the Way fame. The word ludicrous is spelled with an I. The rapper Ludacris is spelled with an A. And so naming an apple Ludacrisp with an A is an obvious homage to the early 2000s undisputed king of Southern hospitality. Yet, in a baffling omission, the Midwest Apple Improvement Association seems to purposefully ignore this blatant connection.
Okay. He sounds very, very upset by that fact. Go figure.
The name Ludacrisp is a play on the word ludicrous, meaning something that is absurd, joking, nonsensical, and playful. The apple's name was created to make people smile. Yeah, they do seem to miss the point there.
Yeah.
And so, just like Spotify playlists of the Midwest farmers who named it, Ludacris is nowhere to be found. Admittedly, it would be difficult to sell a supermarket on a Dirty South Rapple with a sign that says, "Move pears, get out the way." Perhaps it's best the connection remain unspoken and those who know just know, you know? To be fair, the discoverer of this apple wished to call it Juicy Fruit because it tastes like the crappy gum. Which is not only a stupid name, it is also a trademark name and therefore impossible. Also, I disagree. I like Juicy Fruit. However, Juicy Fruit may be a more appropriate label than Ludacrisp, since while this apple is only moderately crispy, it is, in fact, ludicrously, spelled with an I, juicy. As juicy as a... Nah, I ain't gonna bother.
No.
On the flip side, like Luda's raunchy lyrics, this apple packs a powerful flavor punch, one that will remain incredibly divisive. Okay.
Yep.
Wow. I mean, I get that he's really, digging for stuff to be able to say, but
Yep.
like, yo, bro. I mean, okay, I do feel like, how can we not click on this.
I mean,
A tasty unwiped anus?
wait, before you
What?
click on that,
Too
or
late.
fine, I'll keep
Well,
my thought for later.
no. Go ahead. Share with the group.
I wanted you to look at the one right above it, the Lucy Glow
Oh,
that
the circus
previously was
freak?
being. Yes. So they're holding that the Lucy Glow would have been better, and then what do you name that?
We'll get to the Lucy Glow. We'll get to the Lucy Glow in just a second. And the other ones. But this, I just couldn't not click on
Yes.
this. This, I'm beginning to feel like this guy is the kind of comedian, the kind of bro dude comedian that I don't actually find that funny. That he's more into saying shocking things. As Lockpick and I might say, and Edging Lord.
Mm,
Also, my nickname in high school.
I know. I mean, I'm not saying that I had cameras in your walls or anything and was paying attention.
I knew they were there. Who do you think was maintaining them? Those lenses ain't cleaning themselves, man.
And I
beautiful.
appreciate it because it kept the expenses down for me having to go to Canada to clean the lenses every week from where you covered them in.
It's hard to say
Okay,
they were
you
hidden
know,
too. By the way, I know our age group, and I know how big cameras were when I was in high school. So I mean, come on now,
you're right.
just hide it behind this plant.
I'll hide it as this toy of a teddy bear holding a camera.
Yeah, because that's about what you gotta do.
Teddy Ruxpin with a camera.
Yeah.
I did not ever have a Teddy Ruxpin, but I felt like that thing was cursed. Like there was something really unsettlingly creepy about them to me.
And their later um cohort, the Furby.
It's
It's
something.
sort of. I only ever saw one of them, and the first thing we did was stuck a Guns N' Roses album into it, and I thought that was the funniest thing ever. And I don't even know what it came with, but man, like, oh, tape player, let's put this in here. What does this thing do?
Yep.
And it was a very very entertaining few minutes.
I bet it was. I'm really curious as to like, did it really try to keep up with Guns N' Roses?
Yeah, I don't know how the mouth worked, but it was weird how like parts of the music would make it start moving, but when Axel was singing, it picked up on it fairly well and would just start. I mean, it wasn't sync to the music; it was just moving at a frantic pace. It was pretty good.
Oh, I think that's yeah. I mean, I imagine that. Okay, so like, you have to think that there might have been some small processor, something that read machine code and turned it into something very, very simple binary actions.
Yeah, processors weren't a thing when that thing came out, man. They just weren't a thing. That would have been like an $800 toy if it had a processor in it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, something to read machine code, because they had all of the setup in there to use the magnetic tape, Like, you could probably have something small that said, oh, I don't know. Microchips existed when Teddy Ruxpin came out, yeah?
Yeah, but if you consider the fact that like even like a
But
Commodore 64
Yeah.
was
was
cost you the same number, the same dollar number, but we're talking 1980 money instead of current money. Like that's how
yeah.
expensive computer stuff used to be, and it was pretty rare.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, no, it wouldn't have had.
If I saw a Teddy Ruxpin in my neighborhood, there's no goddamn way it was an expensive toy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like it was ever too expensive for me. It's I think it came out after I was too old for it, for one. But
Mhm.
also I think we were as creeped out. I think my parents were as creeped out by it as I was. But wow, I don't know. Now I'm really curious as to how it worked.
I'm looking it up. Give me a moment. Let's see. Conventional cassette tapes carry two audio tracks for stereo sound reproduction.
Right.
The Teddy Ruxpin cassettes use the left track for audio and right track for control data. So
Yeah.
they took they split the thing. So they were just going with the magnet is saying to do this, following the voice track, and instead of being the actual Teddy Ruxpin tape, Axel's voice was obviously on the other side of the audio
Yeah, it would have
stream.
been the left side or whatever. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
that's funny.
Um, the data stream controls the motors that move the eyes and mouth, and um,
But so there must have been a processor of some kind. There must have been something in there
Not
to.
even. Not
two
even.
separate
At that
magnets.
point, you could use a telephone touchpad type idea where you just got different tones. One tone
Yep.
tells the mouth
Oh.
to open, the other tone tells the eyes to open and do whatever. You can literally just have like sine waves just encoded on top of it, the same way that each button on your phone. There's only what three, like 8 different tones or something like that a phone can make, or 7 different tones that a phone can make, and you
Okay.
get 16 different possible buttons you can put on a touch tone phone off of those, just because it
Mm-hmm.
plays 2 tones at the same time and it knows which one by listening to which 2 tones it hears. That would totally
Okay.
work. Then literally a couple capacitors and like a couple little like coils. You can filter that out purely analog and have each one of them just listen for its own tone. That's actually pretty simple to do. I might have to build one now.
Yeah.
It's probably how they got. Do you remember like the dancing plants? The little like dancing Coke can or whatever that would like
Oh
you'd
yeah,
set
Mm-hmm.
it
I
next
have a
to
whole
your
closet full of them.
and it would dance on the based on the on the music coming. That's probably exactly how it worked.
They've got cactuses that do that now.
Yeah.
So to go along with that, um, if a normal audio cassette is played in either the second or third generation of the original Teddy Ruxpin, it's detected and the right audio track is ignored and Teddy will not move.
So it
So they
must have been
figured,
because it was a first generation that it kept up with it.
yep. So the right audio track had voice and the magnets were saying move, so it moved.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Yep.
That is pretty crazy cool. And I turn back around to a tasty unwiped anus.
Yes. Yes.
The opal apple looks like crap itself. I apologize for being uncouth, but there is no more apt observation. Just look at the top of it. The opal apple looks like a jaundiced, freckled, unwiped anus. In fact, this may be the ugliest apple of the modern era. That being said, if you're gonna be an ass, you might as well be a good ass. And like a good ass, the opal apple is exceptionally sweet and juicy. In fact, the complex flavor profile featuring hints of banana, coconut, and pear make this Czech-born, oddly named monstrosity a delight to consume. And while the outside may be stained with a toddler's accident, in an ironic twist, the interior of the apple does not brown for quite some time. So I say, if you're looking to spice up your life with something a little different, not finishing that sentence.
Yep. Try the apple. That's all he says.
Lucy Glow apples. The breathtaking circus freak.
We've got pink lodies that grow nearby. They are pretty good.
That I do believe, yes. The Lucy Glow is a circus freak apple with yellow skin and a red interior. Oh my.
That kind of looks like a plum.
And a red interior that shocks skeptics into submission. Most would expect this clown urine soaked frog testicle to taste like an unhealed surgical wound, since each bite resembles a freshly picked scab. However, most, whoever they are, should prepare their expectations to be shattered. This candy-like, perfectly tart masterclass in full flavor profile is a joy to eat and lives up to its flashy appearance. A novelty apple, this is not. Major branding deduction, as the Lucy Glow is easily confused with its far inferior sister apple, the Lucy Rose.
Okay. Again, it gets bonus points for uniqueness.
This guy has a way with words. And I don't think it's necessarily a good way.
At least no
But it's a
one
way.
was thinking about food.
I think it's more correct to say that he has his way with words.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has his way with them, yes.
Okay.
And that brings us pretty much back up to the
Back
top.
up to the top. So that was certainly a fun adventure in apples. We have been going for about 2 hours.
Yep.
So I think we deserve a treat. And that treat is Arctic Bites freeze-dried candy.
Oh.
Rainbow Bites.
Oh,
Freeze-dried Rainbow Bites. Experience an enhanced flavor and texture with cola, green grape, lemon, orange, and strawberry. Oh, dear sweet Jeebus, why do I do this to myself? And I have more
Curiosity.
freeze-dried candy. It
There
smells...
is.
It smells like a bag of Skittles threw up.
Yep.
I'm not gonna look to see which one I get. I'm doing this blindfolded. Oh, I saw it. Never mind. Put it back in. Okay. I'm not gonna look to see what I get. Y'all...
Uh-oh. Did
I'm gonna have to sweep the floor later.
yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna show you all what I get. I'm gonna try and guess what it is. Can you see it?
Kind of.
Kinda.
Okay. Trying not to look at it while I show you guys. Okay. I looked.
Oh well.
Oh well.
While you're lamenting and wondering why you're doing this to yourself, you can at least be thankful I'm not there handing you the bag of Skittles with the mystery zombie Skittles hidden in it.
Yes. There is that. They taste like the empty memory of a bag of Skittles.
God.
Off-brand Skittles.
Uh-huh.
They taste like...
Spelled with an H.
Mm-hmm. And because they're freeze-dried, they kind of... They have this, like... blandness to them. This purgatory taste. It's like... That's what... I imagine that is what limbo tastes like. Kind of a limbo candy. Sour worms.
Mm.
I fear these a little.
Mm.
It tastes like sour apple candy flavored breakfast cereal.
Ew.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what that puffing process seems to, the freeze-dried puffing thing seems to do to candy, is it turns it into a sort of a breakfast cereal flavor. Alright, these ones I actually think I might kind of like, maybe. Because these are
Mm-hmm.
lemon. That tastes like a lemon head.
Ah,
Mm-hmm. Tastes like a lemon head. Has the consistency of popcorn.
okay.
These are good. Those other ones, not so much.
No, yeah. These don't have nearly the wincing effect that the other ones did.
Nah.
No.
I think, part of what makes them. They taste like what I expected them to taste like. And I think the lemon ones of these probably taste like that as well. It's that the other flavors that they used in this did not fit with. Just don't
The
fit
process.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're going to find out. Nope. It's different. Yep, that still tastes like the ghost of the memory of lemon.
Mm.
That tastes like someone took all of the cola flavor out of a cola flavored candy.
Mm.
That would almost be a better cola flavored candy then, though, if they did that.
Yeah. Okay, the strawberry ones. The strawberry ones taste like. The strawberry ones taste like a person in their mid 30s trying to remember their first kiss.
Wait, so it's going to taste like Christmas dinner?
A normal person.
Oh, okay. Can't relate.
Yeah, right? I was about to. So many questions I was about to ask that I'm just not going to ask anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, it starts out with a very good and sweet, almost too sweet strawberry flavor, candy, like fakeish strawberry flavor. That just disappears almost immediately. I was gonna say it's like trying to kiss strawberry shortcake.
No, kissing someone that's wearing strawberry chapstick.
There it is.
The
And
off-brand
yeah,
chapstick.
that's why it's like, and that's why it reminds me of a first kiss.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like trying to remember that first kiss really late in life.
Mm-hmm.
Freeze-dried gummy is really weird.
Yes, yes it is.
freeze-dried gummy is like, okay. It's like if cotton candy had substance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
It
that
is, it
was
is
a
odd.
interesting flavor exploration there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that sort of more makes this a gastrophilia slash what fresh heck ending.
Yes.
So I will say remember to find something that you. We're an ad break. I'll say it after the ad break. Well, heck.
Damn ad. I need to have my damn stream show me when I'm in ad break. I have no idea when it puts me in ad break.
Oh yeah, yeah. We've set it up so that. What am I looking for?
Well, I know I can have it like right up on my dashboard, and I've got like my when I'm streaming, I've got my own damn computer that's doing nothing but handling the Twitch console thing, right? I can put
Right.
it up there. I just keep
You just.
forgetting
Oh.
to.
Yeah. I was something I set on mine pretty immediately. I was like, I do not want to forget this. I want to be
This is
able to see this.
this is true, but then we have the issues where sometimes it just doesn't tell either one of us.
Right. It does do some crazy stuff like that. Oh, Just Me Crystal is on.
Nice.
Oh, she's been on for like 2 hours too.
Yeah, she might not be on much longer if that's the case.
Yeah.
She's been on for almost 3 hours. Well, that's okay. It doesn't mean we won't raid out to her.
Mm.
I still have no problem raiding out to her if she's getting ready to raid out. So, what I was getting ready to say before the ad break was, find something out there in life that you truly love and savor it. Enjoy it. Because it's all we really have. Really enjoy those parts of life that you can.
Mm-hmm.
And be kind to each other. Please. Thank you, Lockpick, for joining us. And thank you, Kat, as always, for everything you do for us. I really appreciate both of you. Much love to you guys. And now is the time on the show when I say, as they say around here, 2 up, 2 down, VA double deuces. We're out, y'all.